more skill, because if you can push yourself that hard on the mountain, daily life's pretty easy after that, I reckon, relatively speaking. So for me, that's my meditation. Just clears your... All day I've just been like off my face now, just clear mind. It's a pretty cool feeling. Just conquering the mountain. The mountain's the best teacher. The bicycle, your gears jump, or if you're running, you trip over, or it's just that, always humbles you. The mountain's always there. Schools you can't get into, clubs you can't belong to, neighbourhoods you can't live in, but the mountain's always open. Any time of day. Can't sleep, hit the fucking mountains with a spotlight.
Yeah.
Previous best up, Pilgrim Trail. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, did a 33.50. And so I knocked 70 seconds off that. I can get into 31s, because today I was carrying a water bottle, which is about 700 grams. So that's probably about a minute, I reckon. The next time I'll probably do a try go for PR on Tuesday or next Friday. I won't carry a water bottle. No shirt, just go up.
How much did you drink then before?
How much did I drink before this morning? I had about 500 mils this morning. Got up about 5:30 today to do some work, catch up on some work. So I had the 500 mils of water about, and then a few mouthfuls of juice. And I was like, oh, gotta go.
I mean, when you're not taking a bottle.
Next time I go for the record, it's 500 mils in the morning at 6 o'clock. And that's it. Maybe that should be enough.
Do you have more when you're cycling?
Depends how far you're going to go. Like tomorrow I wake up, I'll smash in 1.5 litres, because we're going to go right up the tallest mountain in Thailand tomorrow, and it's going to be like 40 degrees Celsius, and someone's going to get up in hospital mode and heat stroke, and hopefully it's not going to be me. So I'm going to wake up, chug about 1.5 litres of water, and then smash in some carbs, and then meet the guys at 5 o'clock. And make sure I'm peeing it clear every 2 or 3 hours.
It's probably a good opportunity to tell people, just remind people to go slow down the hill. 2 people crashed yesterday, 1 person right in front of me. And it was like, I'm like, oh no, there's a car coming. He's just very, very lucky. Lucky he didn't go under the car. So just be very, very careful on the downhill.
If you want to go hard up, easy down.
Yeah.
Too much to lose going downhill fast.
It's fun going downhill fast until you... fall off and kill yourself.
A girl in Melbourne who was going to come to the festival, she couldn't make it because she had a yoga mat in her handlebars and got into her front wheel, smashed her front teeth out, plastic surgery for a jaw. Just you shouldn't carry a yoga mat or anything in your handlebars when you're riding along. It's just asking for trouble. I've crashed myself doing that. You learn your lessons. But downhill, just take it easy. Too much to lose.
What's the most you've carried on your handlebars?
I've carried a 9-tray Excalibur dehydrator, 30 kilometres on my handlebars. But I do have experience from being a bike messenger for like close to a decade or whatever it was.
And boxes of bananas.
But still, I don't recommend doing that. But it's a skill you learn over time.
You're experienced.
Yeah. It's the lessons you learn.
And it's not like a yoga mat. A yoga mat's going to get stuck in you.
Yoga mat's just going to stop you dead.
Yeah, banana box isn't.
Yeah.
What's the worst damage your bicycles have sustained? You talked about yourselves.
What's the worst damage my bicycle has sustained?
In an accident, yeah.
You don't care about me?
Yeah.
It's just a bike, is it?
I talked about you 2 days ago.
Yeah. Worst damage my bike's ever sustained? Maybe just a cracked rear rim. I've been pretty lucky. I've seen guys snap $10,000 bikes in half, forks in half, frame in half, handlebars in half. Axles snap. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. When carbon bikes came out and everything got really, really super light, that's when we saw a lot of bike snappages from accidents. That's why I don't recommend carbon for most people, unless their budget is a bit higher.
I think you don't you ride smartly too. You don't take ridiculous risks like downhill and a lot of these guys who break their bikes. I
don't race anymore, so on downhills I don't race anymore. So yeah, I avoid a lot of crashes. Even when I was racing in Europe on that, I still wouldn't take many risks, and that's why I was pretty shit. Because if you're not willing to take risks, you won't be up the front. So you have to be willing to break your legs, break your bike to be a good rider, a good racer. Something I'm no longer willing to do.
I mean, when they're zipping down the hill, at what pace?
100k an hour,
Like,
all you wear is lycra and a little ice cream tub on your head. World's most dangerous sport. Crazy weather conditions, just hard training. It's the hardest sport out there. Got to stay lean. It's full on. It's full on. Melon helmet.
Yeah, there's a few melon helmets getting around.
Melon head.
Melon heads arrived.
Melanie. I will get the same helmet in Australia made by Nutcase. Nutcase.
I think that one is too. Yeah. Gordon has a question. Top tips. Yes, of course, we have a selfie stick. So top tips for taking a good selfie.
Good lighting.
Lighting, angle, posture.
Background. That's about it.
Maybe other people love them, but you're just too critical. We're always our worst critic, so it's a very important question, Gordon. Thank you. Yeah, selfie sticks are awesome.
Selfie stick.
Gotta love a selfie stick. Repeat the question.
So how to avoid overtraining? Simple one, just don't use stimulants. And if you're going to use stimulants like caffeine, etc., just use them on race day or whatever. So, what's that? If you don't use stimulants, it's really hard to overtrain. Especially if you're following our advice by smashing the carbs, getting early nights, smashing the water, it's really hard to overtrain your endocrine system. It's easy to overtrain your knees and your skin on your ass because you've got blisters from saddle sores. That's easy to do, but to really burn yourself out, it's quite hard. You'll get a tendon inflammation before that happens because you're not using stimulants and you're not using painkillers. And with most Olympic athletes, it's like diet of stimulants, painkillers, Xanax to wind down, sleeping tablets at night, and so they're always just masking pain with some medication, and eventually they just fizzle out and look like they're never trained at all. So I would say that when you're not using stimulants or medications like that, it's really hard to overtrain, and just build up gradually as well. Add in maybe 10% per week and build up to it. Or if you're here just for 3 weeks, you can do the hill every day almost, every second day, because you know it's only 3 weeks, it's not the rest of your life. So, but then again, you want to have a mentality. If you can't do something every week or every month for the rest of your life, you're probably moving a bit too soon. But you can get up there, and there's a lot of people here young here and able to do it. Just do it. You're on holiday, just crank it up, turn it on. And if you feel like you're getting a bit run down, just get more rest. Sleep and rest is really the solution to most people's problems. Definitely.
Yeah, listen to your body.
Yesterday I was feeling a bit toasted. I just lay down for half an hour, drifted off, and then I just woke up and I'm like, I'm ready to smash it, let's go smash something. So you want to have resting. Resting isn't walking around shopping, sipping on lattes with your friends. Resting is like laying down, darkness, peace, and falling asleep. That's resting. So you want to.
Off day, sleeping?
Yeah, well, I'll make sure I get my sleep for sure. Yeah, and when you're not using stimulants and stuff on a regular basis, it's a lot easier to get more natural sleeping patterns. Like I've used caffeine before, and you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, you don't want to sleep, you just like, and that's just digging a hole, digging a hole. But yeah, it's very hard to overtrain if you're following our principles and getting your rest. Pretty fine. But you'll get a sore knee, or you might get a sore skin before your endocrine system starts shutting down. Most people, when they get a sore knee, ibuprofen, paracetamol. Feel it, keep training. And then they're like, oh, I'm tired, take some thyroid medication to boost me up. take some corticosteroids to lean up a bit, and then you just tweaking that endocrine system, burning out. So just no meds, or have a break from the meds, and just get out there and go. Just seek adventure, and have a fun attitude with it. And that's the most important one is just to have a attitude of gratitude. I've got a body, I can use it. I've got a lifestyle, I can make the most of it. I mean, how much freedom do we have right now? We can come to a park. I might go to the park. I might go to the waterfall instead, or I might just go dinner early. And we've got so much fucking freedom here, haven't we? We're fucking like living the fucking dream. I mean, 99.9% of the world's population would fucking kill to be in our situation right now. All of us here, riding our bikes. Like, what car bike should I get? Or should I get a bike? Yeah, just get a bike. Right. We've got it fucking easy, man. So just go hard, have fun, attitude to gratitude. Then you'll quickly learn your balance point. Sometimes we have to go too far before we know how far we can go. Sometimes you have to turn the screw one turn too much and then you snap it and go, okay, next screw I'll just screw 8 times instead of 9 times. Everyone has to find their balance point. Everyone has to overtrain. Everyone has to get an injury. Everyone has to crash their bike on the downhill, or most of us do, to learn, okay, just chill. So it's just trial and error.
So what symptoms are you getting? You gotta listen to that.
Yeah, what time you been going to bed? When? That's good.
Do you think you're getting enough carbs?
Yeah, just have double serves of meals. When I increase my calories, your threshold is a lot higher. When I eat till I'm about to spew, next day is going to be a good day. It's got more stamina, less like frustration, less. It just takes me. I have a higher tolerance level.
And it can be easy to undereat.
It's easy to undereat as well.
In this weather.
And especially in the heat.
So you've got to be onto it.
Talking to people, having fun. It's easy to get distracted from appetite. It's easy to
plan
discipline
your meals.
yourself.
Make sure you're planning your meals.
Just stuff it in. And then wake up early and charge. Yeah.
I have a related question. So I understand that when you have to sleep, water, sugar in sufficient amounts, that it takes a lot more to actually overtrain. But logically, I'm thinking it would still be possible, right? Because it's a huge part of that, how the lifestyle, how stressful your lifestyle is.
And it depends on someone's base as well. I myself could go and do 1,000k a week for the next 5 years, and I'd probably be 57 kilos, hold 6 watts per kilo for 10 minutes any day of the year. And people go, wow, Harley's got an eating disorder, And my body could probably handle that, but I probably have no other life either. So it depends on someone's base. If someone else try to do 1,000k a week, their knees will blow up, or they just burn out because they don't have the mental and social capabilities to deal with that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's why you just ease into things and build up over the years and months and years and months.
But I feel like many people who say they're feeling like they overdo it are from 0 to 100, full gas, here I come. Now I'm getting healthy, now I'm getting fit, so that might be a bad base. Yeah.
And that's why that high intensity, those programs are so bad.
Yeah.
People go from being on the couch for years to straight away, jumping around and doing plyometrics and stuff like that, and wonder why they get injuries, and then they're out for another 6 months.
If in doubt, this is probably the bottom line thing, if in doubt whether you should train or not, just go to adventure pace.
Yeah.
What does adventure pace look like? Adventure pace is you actually see what's going on around you. You can see the expression on people's faces, you can smell cooking, you can see the animals, you can hear the birds. Race pace is all you can see is that wheel in front of you, nothing else matters. Someone can go, hey, it's $50, you don't even see it. Yeah. That's asthma attack race pace, just zoning in. So adventure pace is just stop and smell the roses, stop and pick up a scorpion, and living. That's most of my pace is adventure pace. So adventure pace is the best pace, really. And over time, that gets you really fit anyway. No one needs to do intensity unless you want to go racing or run a sub 40-minute 10k or something like that. Then you need to throw a bit of intensity in. But just adventure pace is a really good foundation for many years to build the base up, and then you start to develop recovery strategies and develop a social group, peer group, and develop a mindset of sport. That's what I did. I wasn't a gifted athlete. I was like one of the slowest kids in high school. Primary school, slowest sports day. Every single running race, sprint, dead last. Cross country, I did okay because no one else turned up. Like run 2 kilometres, stuff like that. So I did well at cross country in my school because no one else did it. I was like, I'm really good at cross country, My mum used to say, oh, Harley's a long distance runner. But no one else would turn up. And then I'd go to the school like meetups where there's like 100 kids. I finished dead last. I would get smoked in the first 200 metres. And I'd just be like, crying and stuff. I remember I lost my shoe in the mud and had to go back and pick it up. And I was running with one muddy shoe and one white shoe. And some of the other kids were like, why the fuck do you even bother, mate? And they're like, oh, I'm going to play cricket then. I go to play cricket, couldn't catch the ball. Bigger kid said, mate, you fucking shit. Just fuck off, And so I had that all my life. And that's probably why I'm so giving with my time, because I understand what it's like not to be fit. And now all those guys used to give me shit, I better kick all their asses, But it's... So you learn. So this is why I'm so... obsessed or I give a fuck, is because I understand what it feels like. I understand what it feels like to be homeless, dead broke, fucking nothing, single, whatever. I understand what it's like to be sick in hospital, feeling like you're going to die. I understand what it's like to have zero fitness. I understand. I can relate. So that's why my strategies work, because I've been there. I'm self-made. Beat my chest a bit, but that's just how it is. Gordon. Have I ridden on a velodrome? I've never ridden on an outdoor velodrome because it just doesn't interest me. But I should try it one day. But I've done outdoor velodromes. But I like getting in nature. Riding around in circles. It's cool, but I just given the option, I'll go out in nature. Yeah, Bradley Wiggins set a 1 hour record recently. That's pretty full on. It's a pretty crazy, amazing effort. In my opinion, it'd be 100% drug assisted, because that's just the industry. But either way, still crazy. 400 watts or so for an hour. That's insane. I can hold like 400 watts for maybe 5 minutes max. He's doing it for an hour. It's crazy. And looked like he did it pretty easy. Epic.
I was wondering, I live in London.
Really?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I live in London. And we are seriously limited in the amount of fruit we have. And if we do, it's very tiny and it doesn't taste. I haven't seen half the fruit that we've got here.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you have any advice on sort of how to live your lifestyle.
Are you going to answer?
Fruit that I have.
You want to answer?
Yeah, I just came from London.
Oh, did you?
And, in central London it can be quite hard. It's very overpriced.
Yeah.
But if you go to, like, the Indian type grocery shops, they have dates that are, like, £1.25 for a box like that. And they have a lot of things, and if you sort of, like, make friends with them as well, you can get, like, I don't know, a box of crusted apples for, like, £2 or...
I'm going to do the research.
You can do really well.
Because I'm North London, so I'm outside of Central, so I'm in, we have Sainsbury's and Tesco's.
Oh, okay.
A place like London, you think you could get some pretty quality fruit. You might just have to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's expensive.
Yeah. But it's your health.
Yeah, that's true.
It's your health, so it's got to be a priority.
Yeah.
I would say London has it pretty well over, like,
Yeah.
the rest of Europe, like Germany, even Australia. I say London has it pretty well.
Yeah.
Just get bulk bananas, bulk dates. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, other people from London here. Like, there's a number of other people who can help out.
Another Londoner down here offering some advice.
Yeah, it's a bit extreme, I'm not going to lie, but there's night markets that open up at like 12 a.m. and if you go, you can get serious bulk food discounts. So if you have a car or like maybe like a bicycle or like a truck at like the end or something, you can get really like, if it's seeing at the end, I'll like tell you the address and everything. Yeah, but like it's a bit like you have to go at 12 a.m. at night, like it kind of sucks, but you get really cheap fruit. Yeah, bulk buy, like bananas, like you cannot believe, like it's good.
Yeah, there's. I used to live in London a while back, and definitely easier to eat raw food in London than Australia. Just there's more money there, more organics going to London than Australia.
More people.
It's more people, more money, so just the quality goes there. Obviously not as good as here, but still some good stuff I had over there. Bananas.
Banana.
Really tasty because they're coming from better soil. I think they're growing the bananas in Ireland or something. No. What's our thoughts on parasites? Social media parasites, or
I thought you'd say that.
or the animals, or the social media ones? The people that come to the event and like, I want to network and hey, Durianrider and Freelee viral, but I want to network and so the parasites in your body.
The sugar suckers.
The sugar suckers. Well, I think parasites. It's a word when we think of parasite, we think of bad, evil. Some scientists, biologists think that some parasites are beneficial in the body to help clean up a bit of mess in there. I could entertain that. Some people say parasites are detrimental to the body. They consume like the pinworm from fish, consume your B12 stores up. Tapeworms and stuff like that can be detrimental.
It's a big sales thing too, to sell supplements. The whole like, oh, you've got parasites. Like naturopaths do it all the time. Here, take this tincture for the next 6 months.
I do a hair test. Oh, you got parasites. Here, take this little pill now. Wormwood, take it. $50 a bottle, can't afford it.
You've got blah, 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 something you can't pronounce. So it kind of makes you think, oh no, I've got this horrible parasite. Better knock it out.
So parasites are real, but...
if you keep your body in balance, if you eat this way and you live a healthy lifestyle, healthy alkaline lifestyle, yeah, you're going to keep the body in homeostasis, so you're not going to pick up any negative, bad parasites.
And if you do, it's going to be... your immune system keeps it in check as well. A healthy animal will have less negative parasites than them.
The body won't host it.
But there's plenty of people out there, plenty of quacks out there selling parasite cleansers and all sorts, so you can spend thousands of bucks. We could spend $20,000 in a week on snake oil, on parasite stuff, for sure, easy. 20 grand, easy. In probably 2 hours on the internet, buying all sorts of bogus, woo-woo bullshit. It's a big industry. I mean, we imagine that if Freelee did like a parasite cleanse and says, look, this is my stomach after parasite cleanse. Freelee's setting up 30 banana a day leaf parasite cleanse detox program. She advertises stomach girls, get on the parasite, you have a Kaylee scene style, bikini body 12 weeks, whatever, or less, and just a little powdered extract. And then down the bottom says, results may vary, case by case basis. It's fucking easy money, man. We could literally be buying a Lamborghini each by the end of the year if we sold out to snake oil. But we don't give a fuck about Lamborghinis, except for YouTube videos. But it's just easy money in the supplement world, man. Easy money. Fucking easy. So when people say, oh, Durianrider for your sellouts, it's all about the money, it's like, fuck off, man.
They just don't know us at all. Well, they don't want it. They're
just fucking haters.
Yeah, people want to think that. Some people want to think that.
So parasites, don't really worry about it. Just eat healthy, stay fit, early nights, good food. Hashtag sorted.
Going back to the stimulants, how much caffeine a day starts affecting the system? 1 cup of coffee is going to start?
How much caffeine per day can you have without fucking yourself up? I mean, my grandma has about 300 milligrams a day, which is a lot. It's about 3 cups of coffee a day, strong coffee. Depends on the person. I would say go a few years without any caffeine or stimulants and see what happens. Get in touch with what fatigue is. More rest, more sleep. That's the answer most people don't want to hear. The other answer they want to hear is, I guess if you have maybe 50 milligrams a day at 6 a.m., it's probably not going to be as detrimental as having 100 milligrams at 6 p.m. And then your body's trying to wind down. But caffeine works because caffeine is a neurotoxin. If you look up in the chemistry sheets or whatever, caffeine is listed as a neurotoxin. So when we consume caffeine, our body recognises there's a neurotoxin in our bloodstream, and it releases adrenaline to help push it out, flush it out. So you get that fight or flight response. It's like having a gun to your head. You just cheat up.
It's in green tea as well.
Green tea, cacao, all guarana, things like that.
Green tea, that's the most it's natural.
I don't drink coffee, I drink green tea. 50. The average Red Bull's about 50 to 80 milligram. So you got kids at high school. I see kids after school chugging down those mother drinks, 150 milligrams of caffeine after school. I'm like, I wouldn't want to be their parent. It's crazy, man. And you get that caffeine lull the next day. You got to have more, and it's just I'd say if someone's going to use it, just use it on competition day or something like that.
Or just don't use it at all.
Or save it for an emergency situation. Like today, Freelee's mum was up the hill taking photos, and we thought she was lost, eaten by king cobras. So I'm like, quick, so I rode back to the place, got water, got clothing, and rode back up, and they come down the hill, just taking some photos. But I was just thinking, if someone gave me a line of cocaine, and I knew that I had to be somewhere at a certain time to get help, I'd take that line of cocaine. I haven't touched cocaine for almost 20 years. If someone said, here's a line of cocaine, run up the hill, because every second's critical, I'd be like, and I'd just be fucking smashing those Strava segments. So there is a place for stimulants, but most of the time, no. So yeah, I'd break my 20-year cocaine soberness if I needed to if it was important. Dance party's not fucking important. If you can't fucking dance the dance party, you need to carve the fuck up. We were like fucking 19-year-olds doing, it's crazy. We were fucking burnt out. A sec. Durian smoothies. I have had a durian smoothie. I prefer to have durian.
Banana and durian's nice.
Just by itself, if it's quality. I've become a durian snob. I've had such good durian. It's hard for me to eat durian these days.
Durian juice is nice though.
That durian juice I bet was pretty good though.
Did you like that?
Yeah,
Did anyone like the durian juice the other night?
Yeah.
A couple of people.
It's interesting.
Good.
Interesting flavour. But I've had
the essence of durian.
I've been in organic durian orchards, just sitting there, just sort of looking into the forest, and then you'll see a durian drop from the tree and bounce on the ground. You actually saw the durian fall, so you run over there, make sure no more durians fall on your head. You get a piece of corrugated iron, running over the forest, pick up the durian, run back, just cracking that durian open. Just you saw the durian and you heard it fall. So you got that durian vibration going on there. And
Malaysia.
Malaysia, that's the place. So once you have that sort of durian experience, to have the average durian is
Is that Mrs. Lowe's farmhouse? I guess?
Yeah. So it's just like a bike. I find it hard to ride a city bike up the mountain, because I've experienced better cycling experiences. So once you have that durian you see drop from the tree, and you eat that, something else. Or you eat it in a waterfall. Or you grab a whole stack of them and go to the waterfall and eat durian in the waterfall. Just feed the scraps to the fish. That's pretty cool.
Where exactly did you have the best durian in Malaysia?
The best durian in the world is in Penang, Malaysia.
Baosheng?
Yeah. Baosheng, 99% of the time, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But we've also had good durian in Raub, in the Genting Highlands. And
where we had the whole bag.
We went to a fabric store, and they had like a durian on the table. We're like, oh, you have durian? And like, yeah, we've got durian. It's an organic durian farm.
But we were so excited. We're like, oh, this place is going to be loaded with durians. This is where the durians come from. So we're searching around. We couldn't find any durian at all.
Yeah, we were so durian addicted. We like get a flight to Singapore, talk
to the source,
eat the best durian in Singapore, and then go, where's this from? What city? And then we go to that city, look at this full durian safari, and then we went to this fabric store, and the durian was so good, it's all we ate for like a couple of days. Just durian from this fabric store. It was
Where
off
did
the
they get
hook.
it again? We just got it from a local
It's the
farm.
backyard.
But we couldn't find any because they ship it all out. Ship it to China and to Bangkok.
To Singapore.
Yeah.
But the local market was just really empty. But we had the best ever. It's just off the charts.
We had like a durian day the next day, full durian, all day, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Lying around all day?
Yeah.
Yeah, just sitting around.
When you have durian for breakfast, you're not going to be doing much.
Absorbing the durian essence.
Yeah.
But we drank like 3 litres of water beforehand.
Yeah.
Needed that big time. Yeah.
But that's durian. So I don't like durian. I've been to Thailand. I've tried durian. Oh, yeah, we haven't had durian.
No, just have not had a good
This
one.
is off the chart. I mean, there's still good durian in Thailand for sure. It's just you got to spend a bit more time looking for it.
There should be no like onion or garlic flavour at all in a durian. That's a bad durian. It should be creamy, vanilla, never garlic.
But I think you got to eat probably 1,000 durians to know what good durian is, I think. And then there's people out there go, Harley. 1,000 durians? You've got to eat 100,000 durians before you know what good durian is. They're probably right. But the more you eat, the more you know. Is it a myth that you get a euphoric feeling from eating durian? I think I've had the euphoria, I think the euphoria for me was, I was like, how the fuck does the world not know about this, you know? Like, this is insane, man. It's just off the charts. When you got a good durian, it's just like, man, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's just so, it's crazy, man. It's like a drug trip, but a good one.
It could be undercarved.
Yeah,
could be
maybe.
undercarved beforehand.
But just the flat, like, it's just, even from the pod to pod can be different. But you got to have quality. Yeah, it's like a good massage.
Ang hair in Malaysia is
It's
like
called red prawn, cherry ripe
prawn,
durian. Tastes like
hair.
cherry ripe chocolates.
Nice.
You get the one from the
like
tree
pink,
that's under 10 years
pink
old.
yellow.
Ang hair.
Ang hair.
Ang hair or red prawn.
Yeah, we might go to Malaysia in July, August. I find that's when the best durian is down there. July, August, the durian's really kicking off hard. I was there last year.
While you're talking about sex right now,
Sex.
often have you been thinking about sex? What about Michael Arnstein's thought? I'm sure he's sorry he did that video about loss of libido. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Is that still recording, that camera? Well, the camera's not recording, I disagree. But maybe you have to talk to me one-on-one later on. But thoughts on sex in a sentence? What would you say? Like the question, like.
Well, the other day someone asked how often do you have sex? How often since you've been having this Q&A have you been thinking about sex?
I think
During the Q&A.
I think the average.
Exactly.
I think the average male thinks about sex every like 3 minutes or something.
How you been doing?
Yeah, some crazy stat like that. But Mike Arnstein, he was referring to that video where he says he has like low sex drive. I think the problem with Mike is that he's got so much on his plate. When you're balancing that much stuff, have time for sexual energy, probably not. And if your wife's nagging you the fuck out of you all the time, for most guys, if once someone's nagging you, like it's like anti-libido drug.
Yeah, she's probably nagging, saying, "Can you like stop running so much and look after the family?"
Yeah, so you got. It's more to the story than diet. Yeah. But
Sorry, Michael.
there's more to the story. So it's common when you do that much training and are that fit that your testosterone levels can go down. And that's why all the elite runners and cyclists take testosterone, because you just bring your levels back up, you can train even harder. So if Mike Arnstein, if I got him on testosterone, or if we had a sports doctor to dope him up, his marathon time from 2:28 would drop down to sub 2:20, with the same amount of training, because he could just recover faster and push harder during intervals and races. But if you're training a lot naturally, plus working, trying to be a dad and husband and that, you're going to be taxing yourself pretty hard.
Do you think zinc is important nutrient or not?
Yeah, all the nutrients are important. All the nutrients are important. So getting enough calories as well. Often in running world, every kilo is really important. So runners often they ride the razor's edge of being too lean and just lean enough. It's a razor's edge. So if you're pushing that razor's edge, then it's easier to get more deficient and stuff, because you're sort of maybe training a bit too much, maybe trying to squeeze your calories down a little bit more and trying to get a little bit lighter. It's a razor's edge, and that's why no runner stays in peak condition longer than a couple of weeks a year. But Mike Arnstein, he's such a hard worker. He's trying to stay in peak condition all along, but you can't do that. You're going to snap. Something's going to snap. Because even on drugs, people can't stay in peak leanness all year long. So Mike was trying to do that because he's a double A+ personality, hard worker, but it goes against him. When your work ethic goes against nature, you're going to fuck up. Just like if you're digging a trench all day.
So is it 10 times or 20 times during the Q&A?
20.
Why do you want to know? Creepy.
So if your work ethic says, right, I'm going to dig this trench today no matter fucking what, and you're digging this trench, but you're getting sunburnt, and you're like, I don't give a fuck about the sun, I'm digging this fucking trench. Nature doesn't care about your work ethic, because you're going to get fucked up. So you can run 100 miles a week on 3 hours sleep because you're eating fruit and you're feeling good, but your testosterone levels are going to drop down. But again, I didn't see Mike's blood tests, he didn't see them, so you need to have, just look at blood pathology, look at calories coming in, you got to look at stresses, you got to look at a training cycle. There's so many factors. There's so many factors to look at. And the more experience you have looking at blood tests and dealing with athletes, the more you can pick stuff. But when I hanged out with Mike, I would beat him on runs sometime. I'd kick his ass. And I'm like, how am I kicking Mike's ass and his ass on a run, on a 20-kilometre run? He's just tired. He's just tired. So, yeah. What does it mean when you play Monopoly with a chameleon? Cooked food, sleepy after cooked food. What does it mean when you're sleepy after cooked food? You can be sleepy after anything. You can be sleepy after eating durian or bananas or oranges or watermelon. Often there's a few factors. One can be hydration levels, water content. Another one can be sleep, how much sleep you've been getting. Another one can be your fitness level. Another one could be your mentality. Another one could be you haven't eaten for like 7 hours or whatever and your body's really hungry and now it's going to push all those sugar stores in because it put all this energy into that. But generally dehydration is probably the main one. If you're sleepy after a meal and you've been getting enough sleep and you've had a good breakfast, then you'd probably be dehydrated.
And the cooked food, because it's dry, it could be taking that last bit of water you have in your system.
But not all cooked food's equal because you could have like a soup, you know. You could have
if it's warm, it's still dehydrating, even if it's liquid.
Or less.
The body's not designed.
What about a can of peaches that's cooked?
Can of peaches, yeah, it's better. It's definitely better. But it's still got the life cooked out of it.
It's got the life force chi gone. It's going to rob your body of enzymes.
No, but it's, yeah, most people aren't going to eat peaches for dinner. Are they? Tin peaches.
Some might put right.
I think he's talking about like rice and, you know.
I'd say hydration. Knock back a quart of water before your meal and then see what happens. How much salt do you eat per day? I try and hover between 747 milligrams and 749. Not a lot, maybe under 1,000 a day. But if I go to a restaurant, generally when I have my salt, it's at a restaurant. Because during the day I'm eating fruit, and then go have some rice and stuff. So 1,000 around about, 1,000, 2,000 a day. So I was, 1 to 2,000 milligrams a day if I was to average it out. But if you're training more in the sweat, in the sun, it's not the salt's really an issue for people who are sedentary. Yeah, I've done no salt for almost 2 years. Did no salt seaweed for 2 years.
We both did.
Yeah, we both did. So
no salt.
I would say that it's more of an issue for people who want to sit on their ass and get results. So if you want to sit on your ass and get results, then go low sodium. But if you get out there getting shit done, a bit of salt here and there's no worries. But you won't see us slapping salt shaker on our food. We used to do that, but there's no need for that. That's too much salt. So.
Do you hear?
No.
I think I got wax in my ears, or it's the hair or something. Maybe a bit louder. Don't know any other vegans in the area. What advice do we have for vegans who don't know any other vegans in the area but want to meet up with some?
Tinder?
Tinder. Facebook? Have you got like Facebook? What's that?
Fuckbook. So you want to meet up with crew in the local area?
Start a Facebook group?
Start a Facebook group in your community.
Whereabouts are you from? Ireland? I'm sure there's plenty of vegans there.
We've got a group on our 30 Bananas a Day website, Irish crew.
But you got to start it yourself.
When you're active on social media, people just come to you. Yeah? If Freelee walked down the street in Cork Island, do you think people might recognise her? For sure. Island. Just because social media. So the best way to meet people, contribute, is just work on social media.
And put it on your vision book.
Manifest it, write it down.
Yeah.
I want to have 10 vegan athletic buddies in my local area. That's my goal. And then you have an action plan how I'll do that. Where I'm going to go every day, walk down the street, I wear my vegan shirt. Now, you might be walking past someone every day on the way to the bus stop or the bike shop or whatever, and they're vegan as well, but they don't advertise it, you don't advertise it, so you just walk past each other. Yeah. Meet up to meet down.
Meetup.com.
That's good. Yep. What's our thoughts on pepper? A bit of pepper here and there's no worries.
I wouldn't deliberately put it on my food, that's for sure.
But if it's in the sauce, we'll eat it. Otherwise we might be sneezing across the table.
It's not a health food. It's not going to give you some miraculous health benefits or anything like that. I don't think so. No. I think salt's better.
Salt's a required nutrient, pepper's not.
Pepper's a real irritant in comparison to salt.
But if you have pepper a few times a year, it's not going to be an issue, you know. We want to be careful not getting into too much of a purity mindset. Because then your diet becomes really restricted, and then your fucking training shit, and then your mood's shit, and you just you become like this I can speak from personal experience, you become just really isolated and not going to get much done compared to what we could be getting done. So while purity is good, we want to get shit done as well. Just carb up, smash it out. For sure.
Kenny?
How many servings of rice would we need to eat to get 1,000 calories of rice? Depends on how you cooked it, you know, like if you've got a lot of water with it. The best way to measure it is just dry weight. So 1,000 calories of rice is about 250 grams. Yeah, you got about 3,000 calories per kilo bag. So I normally measure it out, you know, 250 grams more. Just eat till you're about to spew. That's what I do. You know? And then if I'm about to spew, I've probably had about 2,000 or 3,000 calories, and that's good enough for me. Just chow it down. Eat enough rice so people are like, hey, that guy's eating another bowl of rice, man. What's up with him? Like, is he a fucking rice addict or something? Like, hey, call China, they want their rice back. So if you're eating so much rice, people are looking at you in a weird way. Yeah, it's good. But obviously none of us would blink an eyelid. You know? That's how, In school, when I was in school, there was a term for kids, they call them hyperactive. Why the fuck do we get those hyperactive kids playing more sport instead of trying to give them speed pills so they could focus in computing class or something, you know? Some people are just more like G'd up. Let's get them out in school. Give them the running track.
Yeah. There's a question over here.
Ginger shots. Ginger and turmeric shots. What's your opinion about them? Are they irritants? For sure. I mean, just get a chunk of ginger and just bite into it. I mean, it's not the most pleasant thing. It's a condiment. I wouldn't have it for health. I'd have it for flavour so I could get more calories.
Enough sleep, sugar, water, and then you're not going to have that inflammation in your body.
Let's say someone hits their knee and their knee's inflamed. Will turmeric help recover that quicker? Maybe.
More placebo.
Maybe it's placebo. But I'd say let's look at why we had the injury to start with. You know, if we tripped over, okay, maybe our footwear's inadequate. Well, often people look for things to treat the symptom, then look for the cause of what actually happened. Why did you crash? You know, I just wasn't paying attention. I grabbed the brakes too hard, or versus, you know, I've crashed now. Forget about that. What can we do? So we always look at why did something happen.
And then we usually create more problems when we take these things. Like it throws something else off in our bodies. So is it worth it?
But if the worst thing you're doing is turmeric and ginger in your vegan rice dish, then you're alright. But I wouldn't personally guzzle it. Maybe just microdose it.
What time is it now?
Sec. What do we think of microwaves? I'd say microwaves are not the best thing ever, but also not the worst thing ever either. Yeah, depends what it's more, what are you putting in the microwave? And how about using a rice cooker or something else? Someone's like, oh, well, I'm at work, I don't have time, I just microwave it, zap it, and I've got to get back to the... Okay, fine. Yeah, someone's having a microwave healthy vegan meal, no worries with that. But if someone's like not eating because there's any microwave vegan food, and then they're not eating, and then the cortisol's going up, and they can't work properly, their relationship's going up. One more question, then din-dins. Mary.
Is there something like biodegradable plastic?
Is there something as biodegradable plastic?
This bottle says it's biodegradable.
Of course it's biodegradable plastic.
Like, how does it work?
Or normally it takes 700 years and it only takes 600 years.
But I thought plastic is like not.
It might be cornstarch based or whatever. But plastic breaks down eventually. But yeah.
That says biodegradable.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
So what's it made out of?
Maybe corn or something.
Yeah, it might be made of corn, but
Yeah,
then
it must be.
the water would break it down.
Or maybe they break down in a year's time or something.
Yeah.
Like these shoes, the Brooks Green Silence, the midsole was designed to be biodegradable. You know, the average shoe takes maybe 200 or 300 years to break down. The Brooks Green Silence, they say, we're going to do a 220k ride up the highest mountain in Thailand tomorrow. Hardcore heat. Anyone can come along. You can keep up. We'll soon find out. But you definitely bring sun protection for your arms, maybe your face. It's going to be hot. The climb isn't sheltered like Doisa Tep. It's just scorching sun for 40 k's up. And yeah. You take stairs and stairs. You got to take them 6 weeks ago.
No, son, you can't.
If you take them today, it won't do much. You got to do a 6-week cycle and then cycle off. And yeah. All right.
Are you going?
I was going to go, but I've decided not to because 220 k's in like 40 degrees. I'd like to.
Maybe next week.
Yeah. I'm thinking the 20th I'll go.
We'll do it again next Saturday. Let's do it then. All right, enjoy dinner. We'll see you soon.